Good evening from the Lehigh Arena. We're rocking purple in the rink tonight in support of Child Abuse Prevention Month. While representatives from the Highland Shores Children Aid Society are in attendance, we're all in for a good one tonight. The North York Rangers are back in Wellington, and both of these teams much different from last year, and they're both coming off Sunday losses. Wellington dropped to Brantford 4-2, while the North York Rangers dropped to the Toronto Patriots 5-2, so we'll have to see what happens here. For now, though, let's send it upstairs to Alex Foot, Mahar, and David Foot.
Not a must-win game at this point in the season, Alex, for the Wellington Dukes, but when you look at the standings, when you look at the fact that the Wellington Dukes are battling for first place in the division, and the fact that this is a game in hand against the first-place Trenton Golden Hawks, it's a should-win game on a Thursday night here at home.
Yeah, it's a game in their home building as well, David. They really have to take advantage of teams lower in the standings when they're playing with games in hand against the Trenton Golden Hawks team who they're chasing down in the standings. It's not a must-win at this point by any means, but it's a game they certainly want to win here at home. He's very happy with the way he can handle himself in the locker room, the way he handles his defensive responsibilities. He's been a pleasant surprise here for the Wellington Dukes.
He'll turn 20 on November 4th from Pointe Claire, Quebec, and played at a Millbrook School Prep. 15 goals, 23 assists last season, and already 10 and 12. Tammy Callahan, the executive director from Highland Shores Children's Aid, dropping the puck. And you can take part in the Child Abuse Prevention Month campaign this month. You can use the social media hashtags #IBreakTheSilence and We Can Help. Dress Purple Day is October 24th, so make sure you break out your best purple gear and support the worthy cause. Well, the last time the Wellington Dukes and North York Rangers saw each other back in the spring, the conference finals, it was not Eli Schiller carrying the majority of the load. It was Jet Alexander. The county native has moved on to BC, and Eli Schiller steps in to take his place. The 18-year-old from Toronto was a first-round pick of the Windsor Spitfires, 10th overall in the 2018 priority selection. Across the pond, the seesaw continues in the Wellington net. Matt Keeley back in again to play for the 8th time this season. He and Matthew Dunsmore have split the duties pretty much right up the middle, and they've done a pretty good job. Jeff Shimoji with a much different looking group compared to the one that he led to the conference finals last season. Again, they lost in 7 games on home ice to the Wellington Dukes. Derek Smith was a part of that Dukes team, but again, of course, as we've talked about all season long, as an assistant, now running the show. Starting for North York, Adam Panacci, Cole O'Hara, and Max Donahoe up front. Jagger O'Toole and Russell Coca are on the back end. The Dukes send Quinn Hanna and Noah Massey out on the blue line with brother Dylan Massey, Jake Gagnon, and Ben Evans. We're underway on a rare Thursday night affair at the Duke Dome. David Foot, Alex Mahar, and Lindsay Herron with you. Glad to have you along as the first shot comes from Massey and is steered away by Schiller into the corner. A little bit of extra activity going on between those two as back come the Rangers.
And this is a Dukes power play that can be a handful at times. They have a lot of talent on this power play. It looks like Noah Massey is going to get his first look on it as well.
Nice pass across. Ben Evans will shoot and score. A power play goal for the Dukes opens the scoring as Ben Evans rifles home his 5th of the season.
And in the last game here last Friday night, Ben Evans was our OJHL first star of the game. And you look at it again, that's why he can really bring it with that wrist shot. And he shows right here a good odd man rush by the Wellington Dukes. They find the open man. Ben Evans just finds a way to stay up high away from that defender, gets a little bit of room, and just absolutely snaps that by Schiller upstairs, short side.
And the Dukes will just camp out behind the goal line here to end the period, it looks like.
Yeah, it's been a very clean period for the Wellington Dukes. They haven't allowed many chances around their net, and when they have, it's been no second chances for Matt Keeley to have to deal with. A great clean sheet for the Dukes.
So as some would expect, the Wellington Dukes take a lead to the dressing room after 20 minutes. Definitely some contact with Schiller, who went down fairly easily, it seemed.
Yeah, Schiller
now a pass across. Vitucci gets absolutely robbed by Eli Schiller. That looked to be very close to a carbon copy of the Dukes' first goal, and Schiller was not going to be fooled twice.
Yeah, initially Schiller takes a bump on the last try. As you see, he goes down fairly easily on that Quinn Hanna going to the net, maybe looking for a penalty. And then Vitucci coming back the other way, and Schiller's not going to allow that one to slip by as he comes across with the glove to make a huge save to keep this game at 1-0.
Fantastic stop for Eli Schiller. Vitucci can't keep it in as Russell Coca comes away. Shot from the far side, right on, they score! That one squeaks through Matt Keeley. And the Rangers tie the game.
And that's one, I think it was DeMello Smith who took the shot as he's going to lead the line to the bench. And that's one that you know Matt Keeley would like to have back. He hasn't had the work that Schiller has had so far this game, but that one's just going to beat him clean through the 5-hole as you see him look back and almost in disbelief that he couldn't squeeze that one. Team's up 1-0. He fired 24 shots, just couldn't beat Schiller, and now all of a sudden it's back to where we started.
And another shot and another goal as the Rangers take a 2-1 lead back to where we started, and even further now as North York are in front for the first time tonight.
And that's just another preventable goal as the Dukes have possession behind their own net. It gets turned over right into the slot. And that hits Keeley as well and finds the back of the goal. So that's two pucks that he's made initial contact with that have just kind of redirected and gone into the back of the net.
Dukes will try to answer. Joint into the middle. Broken up. Joint can't find the puck. It's in behind him along the wall. Trying to sweep it in. Now a big forecheck here from Panetta. Energy line out for Wellington, trying to turn the tides a little bit. Coca's lead pass way in front of Cole O'Hara. Bounced in front of the net, turned into a collision, and the Rangers still have it with another shot. They score! Adam Panacci this time makes it a 3-1 lead for North York.
And it doesn't matter who Derek Smith is throwing over the boards right now, as this has just come undone in the second period here for the Wellington Dukes. That's 3 straight unanswered goals, and it's just work that the North York Rangers are getting in hard, creating turnovers, and the Dukes just aren't managing the puck very well, getting beat to pucks and losing battles like that. And you got to give some credit to the North York Rangers, who have really come out in this period.
And it's going to lead to a goaltending change for the Dukes. Matthew Dunsmore will make an appearance. So now each of these guys have been pulled once this season. And I'm not sure this is necessarily a pull the goaltender because he's not performing moment. I think it's more so a shake up the bench moment because Derek Smith calling a timeout as well.
Yeah, Derek Smith obviously not happy with what he's seen so far in this period from the Wellington Dukes. And
O'Hara gets the only other assist on the third North York Rangers goal. Dukes away on the left with Evans across. Here's Gagnon for the net. He scores! And alone in front in the OJHL scoring race, Jake Gagnon with a big momentum killer.
And what a great move by Derek Smith to put this line back out right after the timeout. And they make it count, as this is just a beautiful pass from Ben Evans, who sees he has Gagnon going to the net, floats one across, and a great move to the backhand by Gagnon. And that's a huge goal for the Wellington Dukes to try to turn some momentum back in their favor and at least cut into this lead to give themselves a chance in the third period into the defensive zone and break up that little odd man rush coming back the other way for North York with a good stick. So Dan Panetta really getting it done on the penalty kill here when the Dukes need it most.
They'll dump it down, and that'll end the period. Smith, Panacci, Patricia, and Ferreira all scoring in the second period for the North York Rangers. Gagnon scores his league-leading 23rd, but still the Dukes trail a pair after 40. We'll be back with our second intermission. You're watching the OJHL tonight on YourTV. This is your second year now helping out the boys here in Wellington. And I think you jumped on kind of halfway through last year, right? Has it been nice to be able to be with this group the whole way?
Yeah, we kind of started up kind of early or late in the fall and into the winter, and they did a great job and worked really hard, and obviously they had a great finish, which made sense to kind of get back on board with them, and it's been a great start so far. Obviously being in Ottawa, haven't had a chance to really get to know these guys really well yet, but it's a long year, so we'll be fine.
It is, yeah. Some familiar faces as well. How do you balance the duties between the pro team and the junior team?
The pro team takes precedent, obviously, and they're mostly in the mornings throughout the day, and then when we're on the road, obviously it's unattainable. But the Dukes come in on Monday nights and get to work, and we usually cover a lot of content in the 2 hours that I have them for. So it works well, and I can try and get to as many games as I can throughout the year and check them out.
Let's send it back downstairs to Lindsay again. It's a Paint the Rink Purple night. She's with the executive director of the Children's Aid Society, Tammy Callahan.
Hey Dave, Jeremy, thank you very much for sending it back down. Once again, Tammy Callahan is joining us tonight. In recognition though for Purple in the Rink tonight, and Tammy, the executive director of the Highland Shores Children's Aid Society. Tammy, what's the big thing happening October 24th?
October 24th is Dress Purple Day in our communities. Every year we advertise and we ask for people in our community to wear something purple that day. Every year we've noticed an increase in uptake, and we're asking everybody in school, at work, in the community to just wear something purple that day to support all of us doing what we can as adults, as communities, to prevent child abuse.
Thanks, Nevaeh. Go Dukes, go, right?
Right.
What do you think of the game right now?
I think the Dukes are going to win, but when I see the scores, it's really cool.
Well, North York is such a great team. How many games have you been before?
I've been here for a few days, and I really like the Dukes, so yeah.
Well, Nevaeh, your outfit is fabulous. Happy Thanksgiving, and maybe we can both warm up with it with something from the canteen. So thank you very much as our player of the day. Dave and Alex, back to you.
Thanks, Lindsay. And if you want to be our fan of the game, all you got to do is come out to a Dukes game, make some noise, and you too could end up with a gift certificate for the delicious canteen here at Lehigh Arena. Here comes Jake Breckles. He'll get a lane in left side, forced wide and around the net. Breckles can't hang on to it down below the goal line, and North York will get it back and be able to push their way ahead to center ice. Patricia. Shot got blocked. Chance for Woodhouse and Brugden-Hill to turn around. Jake Brugden-Hill, left wing side. High shot, drops in front. Rebound there. He scores! Jake Brugden-Hill hunts down his own rebound and puts it in the back of the net to make it 4-3.
Outstanding effort from Brugden-Hill on this play as he was running out of real estate down the boards, flipped one on goal, and then hunts it down in front of the goal to cash that one for his 5th of the season. And that's a huge goal for the Wellington Dukes, who now have 12 minutes to work to try to tie this game back up. And maybe some late life here for a Dukes attack that's been silenced for much of this game.
Well, Jake Brugden-Hill did not have a whole lot to say to Lindsay at the intermission. And you could tell that he was not pleased with how that second period went, and now leading by example. And Addison back to get it. With Humberstone, who protects the puck, uses the wall. Panetta, outlet feed all the way across right side. Vitucci chipping it in around Palawi and trying to get in deep but couldn't. Tangled up in the far side circle. Back to the line and kept in. Here's a pass for Humberstone, sends it to the net. Blocked on the way, Panetta couldn't find the rebound. Humberstone recycles it across to Addison. Back up for Humberstone. His shot stopped. A big rebound at the side of the net. They scored! And when you need a goal in a game that you've been down, you look to the captain. Ryan Smith will bang it in, and it's his 2nd of the season only, but it's a big one at this stage of the game.
And Ryan Smith only scores big goals for the Dukes, especially in this building, as he is the overtime winner against the Trenton Golden Hawks a couple weeks ago. And another big goal here, as that's just a gritty goal, a nice shift there from the Wellington Dukes. Really is their energy line, and it comes up big here as they tie up this hockey game in the 3rd period. Able to divert that shot up into the netting.
Dukes win the draw forward. It gets thrown on goal, and boy, a risky play by Dunsmore to keep the clock moving, but the Dukes will get it free, and that should be enough, and will be enough, to send us to overtime. And away come the Rangers to center ice. The dump in off the feet of Hannah and down into the corner. We played 3 minutes of the 4-on-4 portion of overtime. Brugden Hill, cross ice pass, tripping on the blue line was Woodhouse. And he's able to keep the play alive here to Massey. Noah Massey with a great move in, and he got stopped by Schiller. Boy, which Massey's the forward with hands like that. Dukes keep it going here. Bounces out off the boards. Back to the point for Massey. 2 seconds left. Got to shoot, and he's not going to get one off. So we will head to double overtime. Hannah lifting it ahead. Brugden Hill hustling after it. He'll take a shot, blockered away a bit awkwardly, and in front with a chance on the rebound. Brugden Hill can't tuck it home. And Smith, the captain, hanging out by the opposing blue line. Here's Panetta, winding his way ahead. Dan Panetta to the net, and a good save on a poke by Schiller. And now Panetta has to hurry back and play defense, and he does. Look at the wheels on Panetta on this overtime shift. 24 seconds left to go. Brimmer winding it up. 19 left as he speeds it ahead. In come the Rangers. Brimmer fires. Good save by Dunsmore. And just 13 seconds to go. Dukes have got to do it here. 8 left as Massey skates ahead. Over the line. Feeds it across. 4 seconds left into the slot. And that's going to do it. Anticlimactic for some, but perhaps a deserving finish to this game. As the North York Rangers come into the Duke Dome and steal a point. It's a 4-4 tie between Wellington and North York.